All right, what's going on? This is Mr. P, another lesson about decimal subtraction, snippets, real quick. Let's see what we got. All right, decimal subtraction, 5.2. Still got to remember this word right here, line up. Matter of fact, you still got to line up according to the decimal, vertically, right? But it's a little bit trickier because this time when you talk about subtraction, you got like signs and you got unlike signs, right? So you got to remember your sign rules like when we was in chapter 2. So when you look at a problem like this, remember, if the signs are like, right, you do what? You add the two numbers without the signs and you keep the sign whatever it is. So if it's two negatives here, we're going to add these numbers and keep negative. But you still got to follow the rules of decimals about lining it up like I did right here. So you line up according to decimal, add the two numbers. You get 6 here, 5 plus 1 is 6, 3 plus 2 is 5, and then you keep the sign negative, right? So basically you follow the rules of chapter 2 with your sign. If you look at the unlike side, remember in chapter 2, you got to determine if these are unlike signs. That's a minus sign, that's a plus sign. So you have to decide, okay, which one of these numbers is bigger normally in absolute value on the number line? It's this one. When you take the absolute value of this, it's much bigger than the absolute value of this. So when they're unlike, you got to do some subtracting, right? So the bigger in absolute value is this. So I got to give it this sign at the end of the tunnel, right? So that means I'm still going to subtract 15.3 or 15 and 3/10 minus 2 and 8/10. So that's what I did down here. 15 and 3/10 minus 2 and 8/10. There's going to have to be some borrowing here. 13, you had to borrow from 5, make it a 4, borrow your 10 over. So 13 minus 8 is 5. And then 4 minus 2 is 2. And then 1 minus 0 is 1. And remember, we said at the beginning of the problem, this was bigger than absolute value, so you got to give it that sign at the end. So the answer is 12 and 5/10. So that's your short, real snippet, quick on decimal subtraction. Remember, when you subtract with decimals, you still got to line up according to the decimal. All right, thank you. This is Mr. P Math Made Easy.